course, I am late. I do apologize. This is my first time doing this segment, and I kind of planned my day wrong. And so, and I could not figure out how to get back in here and reschedule since I am going live from YouTube. And so I'm kind of new to streaming from directly from the YouTube platform. But nevertheless, I am here. Gang gang, Mogi, I see she was here a little bit earlier and she hit that like button. I'm sure she's gone by now. Uh, you guys will come back in. Hopefully, YouTube will send out the notifications. Uh, so we'll just give people a minute to get in here. Plus, we know we got the replay gang in effect, so that'll be good. All of a sudden, I don't know why. Look, my face start itching as soon as I hit the live button, child. Yes. So anyway, as the title says, this segment is the news that you can lose with coupon therapy. Okay, just a little different spin on the news, because if you guys have not noticed, we are living in an upside down world where everything is reversed. It seems like right is wrong and wrong is right. Also, uh, it seems more like an alternate universe than reality most days. Okay, so with that, some of the things in the news are just like mind boggling. Okay, I've been kind of tuned out of the news because I am an empath, so it's only so much of the news that I can stand to take in myself. However, there are times that I do like to delve in, catch myself up on current events and such, and never am I disappointed, right? So that's what inspired me to do this segment um, on the channel. So, like I said, this segment is called The News That You Can Lose, okay? So, in this segment, we're going to go over a couple of viral stories that are out right now, and we're just going to talk about those a little bit and go over the news, and we are going to get abreast of the tomfoolery that has been going on in these streets. Okay, now if y'all go get your herbal refreshments, your wine glasses, your Sprite, ginger ale, whatever you like. I'm actually just drinking a little Sprite myself. I decided to keep it close since my lips tend to get dry. This is going to be a short segment, but still my lips tend to get dry. And I popped off one of my little nails. Y'all, I'm in my press-on nail phase. So this is all new to me too. When I do a new set, I'm going to let y'all see me put them on. Because I think you got to file them and stuff like that. I have never been a girly girl. So all this stuff is kind of new to me. But I am having fun. It's helping me, get out. I don't know. I finally, my interest have finally came back and everything. So I'm excited about that. So anything to get me excited. So I like that. So that we may do that later. I'm going to be on here a lot, guys. I'm forewarning you guys so that you're not shocked or surprised. You're probably going to be seeing me pop up in your news feed. Please share the video, subscribe to this channel if you have not. Turn on your notification bell so that you do not miss when I go live. I might be flooding your time, your timeline here shortly. That's the game plan anyway. And I'm doing that strategically. But we're going to see how it goes. Okay. Now, anyway, so in this segment of news that you can lose, the first story that I want to bring you guys. Well, hold on 1 second. Let me do a sound check. Let me do a sound check because I don't see anybody in the chat. I don't know if you guys can hear me, but I'm about to check and see. I'm going to try to see if I can. Okay. I think we're good. Let me just double check. Okay. Yeah, we're good. Okay, guys. Okay, so in this segment of news that you can lose, the first story that we're going to cover is out of Clayton County, Georgia. Okay, we have a man by the name of Kathan, I believe it's Kathan or Kathan, depending. Kathan Guzman. He's a black guy. He has the last name of Guzman, but look, spoiler alert, he is a black guy. Does not mean that he is not Latino, because we do know, how diverse of the flavors of Kool-Aid could be. So he very well could be, mixed with his, he could be Afro-Latino, So anyway, so Mr. Guzman, okay, was in the Clayton County Jail. And so this story comes to us out of Clayton County, Georgia. It says, man convicted. Hold on one moment, y'all. 1 second. Anyway, man. Okay, yeah. Yes, yes, Sagittarius Queen. I'm back again. Hey, everybody in the chat. Hi, Gemini64. Hey, Miss Sagittarius Queen. I said you, Mogi. Okay, so sorry about the interruption. So the story that we're going to cover comes out of Clayton County, Georgia. Man, I'm gonna let y'all see his picture and stuff like that as well. Now, mind y'all have to bear with me. I'm new to this and trying to do this setup, so I'm kind of trying to tweak what what's gonna work and everything. So y'all be gentle with me. It's a work in progress, but we're gonna grow this channel. Okay, we are going to grow this channel. There is money on the floor, and we need to collect. Okay, because the way my bank account is set up, okay, all my money is in my savings, right? And by the time I transfer from my savings to my checking, it's too late. It just don't add up. So I gotta do a little bit more work, and I gotta try to make something happen, right? Pump up that Google AdSense, all that good stuff. So anyway, we're gonna do the best we can with what we got, and we're gonna review, and then we're gonna just get better and better at it, see what kind of works. Okay, so let's get back to the story. Okay, out of Clayton County, Georgia, a man convicted of strangling his girlfriend to death was mistakenly released from jail. Victim family says that the public is not safe. Imagine that. Hi, Miss Steph. So I'm going to show you guys. We're going to cut over to him before I continue with the story. This is Mr. Kathan Guzman. I hope I don't mess up my little. I hope I don't mess up my little thing. Mr. Guzman. That is Mr. Kathan Guzman. So we're actually going to, you know what? I'll change the view there. You guys don't need to be looking at me so much as the screen. Right? Okay. So we're going to go through this. We'll go through this together. So there's a caption that says, my staff worked hard to get justice for the victim's family and to make our streets safe. And we are just disappointed, said District Attorney Tasha Mosley. This article was published by Miss Kimberly Speakman on April 10th, 9:05 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. A Georgia man who was sentenced to life in prison after being found guilty of killing his girlfriend was mistakenly released from jail, according to local news outlets. Like, first of all, can we just stop right there for just one quick second? How lucky, like an innocent person wouldn't accidentally, get let out of jail. Hold on, the phone is falling. Sorry, guys. Wouldn't accidentally get let out of jail, right? You wouldn't even be so lucky, chap. Even if you was innocent, right? But anyway, That's just a weird phenomenon. But listen, y'all, I'm telling y'all, we are living in a weird vibration, a weird energy right now. The whole world is just crazy. It's just upside down, backwards. Things are crazy. Now it's time to, honey, fast, pray, meditate, do whatever you got to do. And I hope I'm sorry, y'all, to keep moving that. I cannot get this thing straight. I had it and then it went and messed up on me. Anyway, okay, here. I'll hold it while we're looking. I think that should be good. Let's see. Wait a minute. Maybe if I take all these gadgets off, this will work out better. Hold on, y'all. Our next show gonna be seamless. It's gonna be more seamless than that. Remember, we're a work in progress. We're a new news reporting outlet. Okay, don't judge us too harshly. Don't judge us too harshly yet. All new. I gotta figure out how to make this work. Let's see. Okay, I think we got it. Is that better? Is that better, y'all? Okay. All right. And so that's his face. There we go. Hold on. Okay. Oh, snap. Okay. All right. So now when I edit this, I have to officially start my news show. So because I'm gonna edit this video to when the news really start. Okay, so cut. Now we're going into take 2. The official news that you can lose. To start. Here we go. Coming out of Clayton County, Georgia, as of 9:05 a.m. Eastern Standard Time today, courtesy of Miss Kimberly Speakman, we have an article. It says, man convicted of strangling girlfriend to death, mistakenly released from jail. Victim's family says the public is not safe. My staff worked hard to get justice for the victim's family and to make our streets safe, and we are just disappointed, said District Attorney Tasha Mosley in a statement released to the press. On your screen right now is a photo of Mr. Kathan Guzman, who as of right now, or as of at least 9:05 a.m. Eastern Standard Time today, he was on the run. Considered presumed to be dangerous. He's been convicted of strangling his 19-year-old girlfriend to death. So take a good look at his face. Anybody in the area, anywhere actually, because people can travel. So as we take in these stories, we also want to make sure that we highlight that we do not condone any type of violence. All right, we strictly are against that. And if you listen, we are not in the streets. We're not in no gangs. We are civilians. So if we are ever in need of law enforcement help, we suggest that you take it. If you come across anybody that's mentioned in any of these stories that I may cover, even though, I'm doing it for like the weird effect of it, take a look at that face, especially when they're on the run. Dial 911, okay? 911. Listen, even if you call 119, okay? You can call 119 and they'll still pick up. 191. You want to know how I know? I'll tell you. That's another story time. We got to save that for another day. Honey, you can call 911 upside down and still get 911. All right? So there's no excuse. All right? If you see them, call. If you see something, say something. All right. A Georgia man who was sentenced to life in prison after being found guilty of killing his girlfriend was mistakenly released from jail, according to local news outlets. Kathan Guzman, who was convicted in November of 2024 of felony murder and aggravated assault after strangling his 19-year-old girlfriend, Delilah Grayson, to death, was released from prison on March the 27th, according to Fox 5 Atlanta. The Clayton District Attorney's Office and Delilah's mother, Christina Grayson, confirmed the news to the outlets. Grayson told the outlet that she had learned of Guzman's release after receiving a call from authorities a week after he was mistakenly released. Now imagine that. He not only was he mistakenly released, you know, the victim's family, and it didn't even go through the proper channels. It took a whole week for her family to even be notified. Imagine that. That could have been just tragic, especially if he, you don't know a person's mind state like that. And, if he might have been seeking revenge on the family or anything, we never know. But thank God, that didn't happen, and the mother was notified, and the family is still safe as of today. But he still needs to be apprehended so he can, be accountable for his actions. The DA promised me that he would never get out, the mom told Fox 5 Atlanta. They looked me in my face and they promised me that he would never get out and that I had nothing to worry about. And, and he's free right now. Ain't that some BS? Didn't I tell y'all that this was going to be some news that you could lose? Straight up trash. Okay? She also warned that people should be cautious amid his release. I was just saying that. We want to pay attention to these faces, right? Because even if we may not be in the area. Some of us may be in the area. This is YouTube. We don't know who may see these videos. And, so we want to remain cautious and vigilant. So she also warned that people should be cautious amid his release, saying, we're talking about somebody that is trained in MMA, which is mixed martial arts. He is a trained killer with his hands, and he looks nice and friendly. No one is safe. The public is not safe. That's a statement issued by Delilah's mother, right? Can you imagine? She was 19 years old. He strangled her to death. And obviously, I'm just now finding out, he is a trained MMA fighter, let alone being a grown man. Lord be offense. The Clayton County Sheriff's Office and Clayton County District Attorney Office did not respond to people's requests for comment. However, an ongoing search is still, let's see. Grayson, an ongoing search is still going on for his apprehension. Grayson, her mom, was told that a coding error caused the convicted felon to be released. The Clayton County Sheriff told WSB that Guzman's release was due to a training failure and a lack of attention from employees. You think? Because at the end of the day, let's say this. When you're working somewhere, stuff just don't happen all willy-nilly like that. You see these people day in and day out, these prisoners, right? So just think of it like this. You got Ted Bundy, but, not so much, but Brandon Joe Blow. The guards, they know what these people's charges be and everything, right? And there's talk. So they're in jail, and then all of a sudden, he was just convicted in November, which meant that he just got to prison. Ain't no way that he would be getting released in March. Especially ain't nobody said nothing about an appeal. He ain't been back to court. As a guard, that works at the prison, you would think that they would do their due diligence. They would do their due diligence and double check that, because it looks weird, right? But again, this is some news, girl, that we could lose. I told you, just some BS. Like who's running this world right now? Is this reality? Who is running this world right now, child? So anyway, Clayton County District Attorney Tasha Mosley said in a statement on Wednesday, April 9th, that she was not happy about this mistake made by a sheriff's office employee. She said, my staff work hard to get justice for the victim's family and to make our streets safe, and we are just disappointed. We hope that the sheriff's office catches him soon, she added to Fox 5 Atlanta. The U.S. Marshal Service told WXIA TV that they have been contacted to help assist the sheriff's office in locating and detaining Guzman. So, yeah, They can't even get this dude with an escape charge because they willingly let him go. And like like listen. If it was me, and it was me, let me see. There's no way in hell you would ever catch me, right? Because by now, I would listen. The mom wasn't even notified for a week afterwards, right? So hold on, y'all. Let me turn my phone. I'm not looking at. Hold on. Let me go back so I can see if y'all comment. I don't know if anybody's commenting. I'm not watching the chat. Hold on, y'all. Let me go over there and see. So yeah. So the thing is, it's like, huh? But there's no way in hell you would catch me ever again, right? Because what would be the likelihood that everything would line up and a miracle would happen, and right after you get convicted and get sentenced to like life or whatever, they let you out of jail willy-nilly, freely, with papers now? Baby, my name would be, I would be had a whole gender sex identity change. Not technically, but you know what I'm saying? I'd be in drag somewhere in a third world country, right? Not necessarily a third world country, but you know what I'm saying. Child, police. Yeah, so that's the first story that I wanted to share with you guys in our first ever news that you can lose segment. Thank you. And listen, you guys are at a groundbreaking time on the channel. This is the first time we've ever done this segment. Pat yourselves on the back for doing a good job, making a good decision on coming over to chill with us, because you know it's a good time over here and we definitely appreciate you. Okay. We have another story. Let's see. What we got? We're gonna go to the YouTube. No, that's me. News you wish you could lose with coupon therapy. Wait, is it? Oh, Cuban Live. Oh, QB and the Renegades one life. I'm gonna have to hop over there in a minute once I finish up my news. I have to do my little 30-minute news segment. Okay, now we have two more stories that we have to get through to wrap this up. Okay, and then I'll do my editing and I'm gonna repost it and all that stuff, cutting out all the stuff. Thank you guys for stopping through. Come back for the replay. If you're on the replay, thank you for joining. Okay. Now, the next story that we want to talk about. Wait, the next story that we want to talk about is this one, right? So the news you wish you could lose, right? This is a story of entitlement at its best. So those of us from my community, when I say my community, you know, if you're from my community, then you know what I mean. This is just like, I don't know, like this is the Karen and preference, Karenism, all a bunch of stuff all wrapped in one. Once you hear the story, you'll be able to make your own assessment. All right. So Weezer Bassis, which he is a famous person. His wife was shot by a police officer after opening fire on a hit and run suspects in her neighborhood. Now, right? Yeah, I heard the caption. Now, the lady, she opened, it was hit and run suspects. It wasn't even her car or anything, but she opened fire. Okay? Now we're gonna read this. And now, mind you, now notice we didn't leave this story with woman got murdered by police, just shot And very interestingly, listen to this story, how this goes, how this all went down, okay? Jillian Lauren was struck in the shoulder. I thought that, first of all, that's quite interesting because I could be mistaken. I could be mistaken. I could totally be wrong. And if I am, please feel free to leave me a comment. But I could have sworn that when, like, there's cases of police brutality on the African American community, especially with like pow-pows and stuff, that I was always told that, you know, police are not trained to just injure, that the only shot is a shoot to kill shot. Am I wrong about that? Or does it matter, you know, or does hue and complexion come into that? Like when you can actually shoot not to kill? Right, like when does that come into play? I didn't know that it was like, you know, I didn't know it was optional, but okay. Anyway, so as the story goes, the woman, Jillian is her name, she was struck in the shoulder after she did not lower her weapon upon the police's request. So not only was she yielding a weapon, right, and open fire, not being a law enforcement officer, on suspects or whatever. They weren't her suspects because she's not a law enforcement officer. Not only was she shooting in the neighborhood, right, discharging a firearm, she also refused, obviously, to lower her weapon when the police requested her to do so. So much so that they had to shoot her. But I find it, so the reason that this story actually makes our radar, you know, police have encounters all the time. That's not the news here. The news here is, I just find it so odd that even after her refusing to lower a weapon that they knew she was fully capable, that was a real weapon because she had been discharging it, right? Even after all of that, they managed to only shoot her in her shoulder. Interesting. But we'll carry on. So this is Mrs. Jillian. This is, what is his name? Weezer Bass. He's some type of celebrity. I don't know if he's what does it say? I don't have my glasses on. Anyway, Weezer Bass's Scott Schreiner's wife. Jillian Lauren Schreiner is her name. She was shot by the police in an altercation near her home in Los Angeles' Eagle Rock neighborhood. So Miss Lauren decided to take it upon herself. She was 51. She was struck once in the shoulder by a police officer after she refused to surrender her weapon because she's a writer by I guess career. She was allegedly in pursuit of a hit and run suspect. So mind you, hit and run means probably they hit someone's car and was leaving the scene or something, like property damage, okay? Property damage, right? But instead, Miss Jillian, aka Karenisha, right? She's wielding a gun, a firearm, a lethal weapon that can actually take someone's life. But I digress. I mean, and that's not to make light of anyone's property. I understand that we all work hard for everything that we get. So I'm not condoning that. I'm not saying that at all. I'm just saying that might have been a bit extreme. Just call the police, right? So she was in pursuit of a hit and run suspect that was involved in a nearby crash on the 134 freeway in Figueroa. So probably not even on her street. The suspect fled the scene on foot and into Lauren's nearby residential neighborhood. So as they were running away, they hit her neighborhood at the 5300 block of Waldo Place, per the Los Angeles Police Department. Okay. Now, this is where it gets even weirder for me, right? This part really just takes me out, guys. Because, like, I'm trying in my mind to imagine what they're not saying right here, right? What are you guys not saying right here? Okay? So, this is what it say. After re-entering her residence post-shootout, Meaning, after she got shot by the police, post shootout, that indicates there was some gunfire back and forth. I don't know. Maybe she didn't shoot at the police, but she was shooting at them and the police were shooting at them. I don't know how that went. However, that's not even important. What's important is the verbiage that they use here and what they're not saying. Because I just, like, your mind can go wild. Because as an African-American person, I have not had like the persona non grata of ever even experiencing something like this, or even being able to allow my mind to wonder what would happen besides one thing, two things, right? Ultimately, definitely jail, and more than likely murder. I mean, guilt as well. If I pull some crap like this, especially with a loaded weapon. So when I read a paragraph that says something like, after re-entering her residence post the shootout that she had with the police, where the police shot her in the shoulder, mind you, Lauren Schreiner surrendered to the police, and she was taken into ooh, Lord, see, my whole body don't even like this story. I'm glitching all over the place. I do stutter just a little bit, but not that dang on much. The good Lord Almighty. So let me back that on up. Maybe I'm talking a little bit too fast because my blood and I got excited by this one because I'm just so confused. Okay. Miss Schreiner surrendered to the police and she was taken into custody. Los Angeles Fire Department paramedics took the writer to a nearby hospital for medical attention, and she was then absentee booked for attempted murder on a $1 million bail, per a report from the Los Angeles Police Department. Hold on, my lips are getting dry. Okay, so it says, one of the male suspects was cited and released from custody, the LAPD said in a statement. 2 other suspects remain at large. So, now mind you what they're saying. Now, this whole story is just weird, right? The actual suspects of a hit and run, which again is probably a car accident, right? Might have been a parked vehicle, sounds like something like that, maybe property damage, okay? This lady took her gun out and started shooting at people now behind a car accident, even if they are running away. It's a car accident. The police can get their information, pictures, they'll find them, right? So even after she done did all this, got shot in the shoulder by the police, not actually ill, which is a miracle in and of itself, right? That's where my brain first started glitching, because what? Anyway, she, come to find out, whatever the people had done wasn't even worth anything but a citation, and he got let go. Really? Say what now? Make that make sense, right? The suspected driver was taken into custody by the California Highway Patrol. He was apprehended at around 4:20 p.m. after he was found in a backyard nearby, wearing only his boxer shorts. News helicopters saw him taking off his clothes, getting into a pool, and watering plants. You think? Because I'm running maybe from a hit and run, and this crazy lady now is shooting at me through the neighborhood. I mean, I don't know. I'm just saying. I don't know what he was thinking. I'm not taking up for criminals. I don't know. A hit and run. They're not like, pushing coke or robbing people and, or illing people and just being a menace to society over a hit and run, property damage. Yeah, is it annoying? Yes. Yeah. No. Do they need to be accountable? Yes. But all of this, child. Anyway, Laura Schreiner penned her autobiographical. What is wrong with my mouth today? Book, Some Girls, My Life in a Harem, in 2010. The book chronicled her life from 1992 to 1995 as a paid female guest of Prince Jeffrey Bolkiah of Brunei. She married Shriner, 59, in Hawaii in 2005. I don't know what the hell she had going on with this guy as a paid female guest. Sound like code word for prostitute to me. But okay, girl. All right. Anyway, that wraps up this episode of News That You Can Lose. So glad to have had you in attendance. Okay. I hope that you have enjoyed the news that you can use. I mean, the news that you can lose. Look, you see how I glitched? Anyway, guys, hopefully you guys can catch the replay. I'm going to mosey on over to catch something that I seen came on. And I'll see you guys next time. Peace.